You're one mindset change away from having a completely different life. So let's talk about it. How can we change our mindset and allow that to push through and change the rest of our life? And especially change our body and change how lean we are and just the whole thought process behind that. So really, when we talk about getting lean, you guys, it's obviously going to be a physical battle, but what a lot of people don't seem to realize is it's a mindset battle too. And it really, really, really is so much more mental than you might think it is. And we have to come to a sort of realization that we're fighting really a battle on two fronts. We're fighting our hunger pangs, cravings, maybe even like people telling us, oh, hey man, you should go and get this burger with me, or, we should just get fast food, whatever it may be. But then you also got to realize too that at the same time, your whole mindset around the idea of getting lean is what matters the most. So you really have to kind of think of it as not just, oh, I'm going on a diet for 4 or 5 months, 6 months, whatever it may be, and then I'm done. No, that's not how we can think about this. We have to think of being lean as your new life. It's like a metamorphosis almost, like, some sort of a beetle or a butterfly or moth, whatever it may be, is going to go in and make a pupa and it's going to come out. And that's got to be like your whole change is like a metamorphosis. You're like a new butterfly coming out of its cocoon or chrysalis. So when we think of the change that has to happen, how do we make this change? What is the change? And I think, at least for me, the change was looking at sort of where I am now and where I want to go in the future and what the bridge is between that. So, for example, I got into this thing where I started thinking, what's the worst possible thing that could happen with my life in 1 year? Like, what would be the worst scenario a year down the road? And it would be like literally, oh no, like I'm fat now, I'm overweight, I make no money, I regress. And so then I got to say, okay, how can I not regress? What's going to take to progress instead, to go forward? And the way to do that is, one, you got to be positive. And it's good to have that, like, I don't want to say negative. It's good to have like the bad image of where you could be if you don't take the right actions and take the right steps. It's good to have that to sort of motivate you and push you. But you don't want to be like thinking, oh no, that's going to happen to me. That's going to happen to me. Obviously not. You want to have that positive, like, okay, I'm going to avoid that and I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this to get to the positive outcome, which is I'm making more money, I'm more fit, and I'm in the best shape of my life, and just feeling really good, really healthy. That's where you want to go in the next year or however many years, whatever the goal is. And you just always want to be progressing in life, guys. You do not want to spend 2 years in the same position financially, physically, emotionally even. You always want to be progressing through stages of life as a man. You don't want to just get stuck. As soon as you get stuck somewhere, that is really worst possible case scenario. So by having that helps keep your mindset molded to, okay, I'm going to get my new life figured out. I'm going to be lean. It's not like I'm going to try to be lean. I might get lean. I'm thinking about getting lean. Thinking and trying are two fucking awful words. Don't even use them. Just forget them. Forget they exist. They don't exist. They're not real. Because when you say, oh, I'm thinking about doing something, then that means you're just lazy or you're delaying the action for whatever reason, you're procrastinating, who knows. But if you say, oh, I'm thinking about doing it, that doesn't mean shit, man. It means that you basically kind of just don't give a shit and it doesn't matter that much to you. And when you say, I'm going to try to do something, now you can actively be trying. That's different than saying like, oh, I'm going to try to do this. Because when people say they're going to try to do it, it's almost the same as thinking about doing it. It's like, it sounds cool, but they don't really give a shit. Like they don't. And so those two words, kind of cleansing those and just taking action and living every day by taking the actionable steps, doing what you're supposed to do, not necessarily what you want to do. Because there's a lot of times when people want to do stuff, friends are going to invite you to go out to the bars, maybe go to the club, maybe they'll want to go to some restaurant that isn't very healthy, doesn't have a lot of healthy options, and you got to say no, man. And so part of the whole mindset change as well is stop saying yes to people. Just saying no is going to have you, obviously you're going to probably be a little bit more alone, and that's sometimes what it takes to get to the desired result that you want in your life. There's not a lot of lean people, man. There just aren't. Everywhere you see, people got fortunes, they got Santa Claus bellies hanging out, they look like a fucking blueberry from, what's the movie, Willy Wonka. Like, people are huge, man. So, because we live in such a fat society, people are going to want to do fat things. And it's kind of crazy because you're going to have to say, okay, no, that's not who I am. I'm a different person now. And your whole mindset is going to have to embody this new sort of you that's gone through that metamorphosis, that rebirth. And obviously it's not going to be like a physical rebirth, but it's a mental rebirth where you have to come to an agreement with yourself that you're going to say, all right, I don't give a shit anymore what these people are telling me to do, what they think I should be doing with my life, what kind of foods I should be eating. I'm going to do what I know I'm supposed to do, what I have to do to reach my goals. And that's why getting lean is such a mindset shift, because you have all these things. You have to fight the people that want you to not be lean. Literally, they don't maybe know that, like, that's maybe not their goal, but just the way they behave keeps them out of shape. So to break that, you have to fight those people. Then you got to fight your own mind. You have to beat your own mind because it also wants those same things that you're so used to doing. You're kind of conditioned to go to the fast food. You're conditioned to go to the clubs or the bars, party, drink, alcohol, all this random crap that doesn't matter, doing things that are going to actually make your life worse. And if you drink alcohol, guys, you're literally poisoning yourselves. I don't understand how people can still drink. And, maybe if you're trying to be fit and drinking, I personally just don't agree with that. I just don't think that's something you can really live by. Why would you want to lose control? You can't do something that, like, I don't know, like a 10-year-old kid could do. Like a 10-year-old kid can walk in a straight fucking line. And if you're out here drinking with your boys at night or going to the clubs and getting a section, you're going to end up like, it's just a sad existence. And then the next day's wasted because you're hungover. It's horrible, guys. So don't drink. That's another part of the mindset. You got to get out of doing the vices, right? And so you got to beat your own mind. You got to beat the people. And then you have to say no. You just have to say no. And sometimes it can be little things. Sometimes it could be like, oh man, I need help. Like, my sprinkler system broke and it's leaking all over the place. It's like nighttime. I don't know, some random bullshit that I'm making up. But like, you have to go over to your friend's house and fix their shit for them or like help them out. And you're not going to get your sleep that you need. And you say, okay, well, if I don't get my sleep, then, I'm going to have a horrible day tomorrow. How can I, if this isn't something I have to do, do I tell them no? And yeah, you do. You just have to say no. So it's just kind of, there's a culmination of things that you're going to have to go through mentally to get lean, to get to that other side, because pretty much the whole world's going to be pulling you back to the side that you were at before. And you have to break the chains and you have to find a way to move forward. So after my mindset changed, after I got used to saying no, and I got used to having quality food, not drinking, not having the vices, then all of a sudden being lean is sort of more of my identity, more so than being fat and out of shape was. And it does happen over time. This isn't going to be like an instant thing, you guys. It takes probably months. It could even take years if you're sort of in the wrong headspace. But it really should take a few months. This is not an overnight thing. And once you get it, and once you feel it, and once you see the results and the progress that you're making, that's when you say, okay, well, now I got to double down and lock in because this is exactly where I want to be and I'm going in the right direction. So mindset pretty much over everything, you guys. And it's a couple of simple changes. It's just your thought process. It's just the way you think. And nobody can really like tell you exactly how to replace every single thought. Like obviously people can guide you and help you, but that's something you're going to have to figure out more so on your own and beat those things on your own. Because even if I'm coaching you, I can't say, okay, Timmy, don't go to McDonald's today. That's going to be bad. And I could even tell you that and you still could do it, right? So it doesn't really matter what I say in terms of like the mental stuff. I can give you the physical plans and tell you what to do, but all I can really do is tell you, okay, mentality matters. So if you guys need help with that, if you guys need help getting lean, if you want to get, down to a better body fat percentage, summer's close, guys. Summer's in what, 2-3 months? It's April now. I think it's in 2 months. I don't really know the season's really that good, whatever. But you've got about 2 months until it gets really nice out if you live up in the north like I do. If you live in the south, it's pretty much summer all year long besides like December. So, lock in, guys. Again, if you need help getting to this point, getting lean, fixing that mindset, then book a call. Links down below, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. Other than that, you guys take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see y'all in the next one.